Howdy everyone, this is Grakef. So I'm making some improvements to our ScanSAT vessel here. One of which is I forgot to put an antenna on. So we have 15. You go there. We have 15 signs that I couldn't collect because I couldn't send it back. The scan was successful and everything worked that way, but yeah, I couldn't send it back. So added an antenna up there. Changed out our boosters, got us a little bit bigger boosters here, and then I added some aerodynamic fins to help us because it was wanting to twist on me. So hopefully all these things combined, we got about 5,800 delta V. That should hopefully be able to put us in orbit around the moon and Mimas, and that's going to be our 2 targets for this episode. So we'll go ahead and save and launch. Alright, we have liftoff on our ScanSAT satellite. This one will be heading to the moon, and so we'll just watch this go up, and I'll join you back when we reach orbit. Okay, we are up in orbit, getting ready to circularize here. Time warping to our apoapse. Yeah, apoapse. And there it goes. Alright, we're in a circular orbit around Kerbin now. So now we'll come out to the map, and I'm going to have to do this kind of sort of by hand. I do have the upgrades. I don't have MechJeb to help me out here on this, so we'll add a maneuver. And out we go. So we get an encounter. Whoa. Okay, so let's tune it here just a little bit. So there's 553, 552, 952. So then a little bit more thrust. We'll end up around 100,000 if I remember right for this small of a planet. For the low resolution. Okay. 80, 41, 32, 24. Okay, too much. Pull it back just a little. Okay, we'll roll with that. 88. Looks like it's going to take 850 delta V. So we have still 1,943, so way overkill in our first stage here. But looks like everything's good to go. Is it that one that locks onto it? No, it goes to the target. No. Yeah, those are all different ones. Okay. So let's go to SAS. Turn off MechJeb there and line up on our node. And up just a little bit, and time warp forward 13 minutes. Okay, it's going to take 25 seconds for this burn, so we'll start it at the 13-second mark. Okay, 17, 16, 15, 13, there we go. Okay, and then we'll just fine tune it. There we go. Okay, cool. That leaves us 1,000. Will that be more than enough for circulating when we get to the moon? But we also got a plane change. I know that you can kind of, the way you launch, you can get yourself into a polar orbit around the moon. And I've done it sometimes, but I don't always get it. So, alright. So now we'll come here and add a maneuver node here. And this will be pretty straightforward. We really don't need a maneuver node for this, but just for the sake of completeness. And just kind of get the time scale right. Okay. So there we go. Somewhere right around there gives us a circular orbit. So 6-second burn, and it'll be in 1 hour and 27 minutes. Oh, I forgot to bring up our... We should hopefully have some science? No? Guess I didn't hear the little ding-a-ringer. Haven't been to the moon before. Should at least have a... like a telemetry report or something. Am I out of batteries? No. Huh. Oh. Nah, I forgot to do this. See if it'll give it to me, because some of these say launch a new vehicle. Where to go? There we go. So we're doing the moon. Perform a simple scan of the moon. Okay, cool. We can do that. We'll accept that. And, okay. Was getting lined up. Time warp in. Two minutes, 1 minute. Let's not get too carried away. Sometimes when I'm coming in on this, I get warped too fast and I'll zoom right past it. So 3 seconds. This will be a really quick burn. There we go. Watch for the switch. There. Okay, it's close enough. Okay, so we need to do a inclination change. Put this in the polar orbit. So we're going to go right here on the... Oop. Yeah, that's not going to... It's much easier just to do it by hand. But the idea here is that you would you'd go either, can't remember what those are called. Orbital, nominal or anti-nominal. So we're going to go anti-nominal here. And we're just going to do it with MechJeb. And what will happen is this will kind of go around the globe here as we add thrust to adjust for that. Where we were just changing it with the maneuver nodes, it assumes from the same position. But our anti-nominal will change as we... Okay, so we'll wait until we both those lines cross. Pretty close. Okay. Probably can go a little bit early on this because it's going to take a little bit of time to burn, so you'd want to balance it on both sides. So... yeah, well, we'll have to do a little bit of circularization. But, okay, right about there looks pretty good. Let's bring up our ScanSAT and change to the... yeah, we got the wrong... out of the way. Don't need the zoom map. We need to change our celestial body. Here we go. The moon. And here we go. And looking at our pattern, there's definitely some stuff we can fix there. So let's go retrograde. And okay, just make sure I haven't completely goofed. Maybe a little too close here. Oh, haven't even released the rocket yet, or the satellite. And we'll go ahead and stage that engine as well. So we'll start the scan, and it says our altitude is ideal, so that's good. We'll go ahead and start our fuel cells running. And we brought an antenna this time, so when this is all done. So I'm going to go ahead, and I like the pattern we got going there. It's not great, but it should be okay. I'm going to warp around to the other side for our apoaps and make sure that's still ideal as well, because that is quite a bit higher than our periaps. Okay, coming up on that. Ideal, ideal. Crossing over. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and put that like so. Make it look realistic. And there we go. We'll come back to that in a bit. Okay, welcome back. Had a bit of a scare. I lost signal there for just a little bit, but it looks like we are doing okay. I thought you could do MIMUS with nope. Remote stat. It keeps telling me it's disabled, but it looks like we still have 79 strength. Can transmit science. Okay. I think we're good. Okay, there we are. We have our capture. And we'll just warp into our periaps here. I lost the upper stage because it was making shooting for MIMUS with its really low gravity very hard. Oh, do we get cut off because of there we go. We were shooting through we're on the backside of MIMUS here. Okay. All right, so let's go retrograde, which we got lined up for, and firing retrograde. Okay, cool. And now, zoom out just a little bit here so we can kind of see that line. Right there. We're just going to add a maneuver node so I can I know when about to start that. Okay. So 44 minutes. Come in. Oh, I passed it. Oh well. It's not too bad. Oh, I take that back. That's quite bad. Let's fire retrograde just a little bit and bring that quite a bit down. And we'll also make sure that our periaps is at least close. Okay, and it does say ideal, so we'll... There we go. Face that. Let's look at our pattern. We're on Mimus here. And go retrograde again here just real quickly. Just give it a... This is a prime example of a really bad pattern. Notice how there's large gaps there, and both directions seem to overlap. So that's definitely what you want to avoid. And it's getting really hard to tune this. There, I'll live with that. Mimus is actually really easy to scan, so you don't have to be as accurate as you would with a larger planet, like Kerbin or Duna, or especially like Jewel. So, okay, so there we go. Oh, and they even kind of shows you the pattern there, and yeah, that's cool. All right, so we will time warp forward. Make sure I've got both of those contracts loaded. Yep, Mimus and the one for the moon is already completed, so we'll go ahead and finish this one up and transmit this stuff back. Mimus goes really quickly. About 3 passes and it's done. No, I must have something wrong here. There we go. It took a little bit to catch up. So now we should be able to go in here and go to the moon, which we've completed, and there's all the moon. And maybe if we're lucky, those little bit on Kerbin filled in. We are, so that's a complete low resolution scan. And then here's our one for Mimus. Cool. It looks like we still have 2 little sections there that aren't filled in, but that's okay. They'll probably get filled in over time. Well, they will. But yeah, so let's go to our satellite here and analyze that. Yeah, it's not 100%, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and transmit that for 24 science. Can transmit science. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So it started the transmitting process. We'll time warp till it's complete. And there we go. So let's go ahead and go to the tracking station, and then we'll go ahead and do the one for the moon, and that'll be our ScanSAT stuff. All right. We've got one orbiting the moon. Let's go ahead and fly that one. and analyze this data, transmit that back, fast forward while it's transmitting. Okay, there we go. Data transmission complete. Back to the Space Center. All right, now that we've got maps complete for Kerbin and its 2 satellites, that's going to allow us to set up for bigger and better things. Most of all now, sorry about the flashing there, hopefully it's going to knock it off. It gives us terrain height right now, which is very handy, so when we're coming into land. Also, terrain height will help kind of give us an idea of what biomes, as well as, no, we don't have a biomes map yet. But here also gives us our slope intensity. So we'll want to avoid any of those red areas and hopefully shoot for the green areas when landing. Not a huge issue on the moon. There's a couple places it definitely no land. But on Mimis, especially with its low gravity, we'll definitely be shooting for those flatter plains. They're much easier to land on, though they are much slower. It's not a big deal because gravity is so low on Mimis, and we want to hit those flat spots. So, okay. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. As far as my other series are going really well with Sky Factory. Just recorded an episode for doing the nether and getting quartz and getting a storage system set up. Played a little bit of RP1 on the live stream. That's been out for a little while by the time you see this one. And hopefully there'll be another episode. RP1 is a fun but frustrating experience, and it's by the time I've generated enough video that it's actually what I would find entertaining. The time investment doesn't really come back. So if you do enjoy that RP1 series, please let me know in the comments, and I'll continue to do that. But most of all, this is what's fun for me. So this is Grakef. Hopefully you are having a great day.